being friends with doctors and nurses, because these are part of the people who take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even being in hospital, being able to like stay at the children's ward, playing in that playground, learning and beginning to understand that I'm kind of different.
Yeah.
With my health, I seem to keep on getting sick. And I was told that, yes, you have sickle cell. So it was just growing up trying to understand actually what is sickle cell disease and why does it make me more vulnerable
Yeah.
and different from the rest. Yeah.
So well done, I would say, because, living with this for 30 years is no joke. I know that you have fought some of those challenges.
Yeah.
Would you tell us those challenges that you faced?
Okay. So as a sickle cell warrior, personally, when I was younger, I would get a lot of chest infections. So with sickle cell, there is something called acute chest syndrome. So even before I get there, basically sickle cell means that you have red blood cells that are not normally shaped. They are shaped like a sickle. I hear Kikuyus call it that thing for harvesting tara, Yeah, so it's C-shaped. And the normal red blood cell is disc-shaped or round-shaped. So how our cells are different, apart from the shape, it means that they kind of die off faster than the normal red blood cell. Because the normal one takes like 90 to 120 days in the body before it's regenerated by the red bone marrow. But ours, like within 30 days, you'll find that already it's breaking away and dying off.
Yeah.
So this means that our organs, like the spleen and the liver, if you can remember from science,
Yes.
that's where the cells go to get broken down. There's a lot of activity. So in the body already there's high bilirubin. This is like kind of the remnants or the waste after the cells are broken down.
Yeah.
So this is connected even with like if you can remember the liver,
Yeah.
there's something called a gallbladder. And the purpose was to store bile. So that bile, even ukichinja a goat.
Yes. Or a chicken.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has that yellow greenish color. So this is actually what bilirubin looks like. So that's why you find people with sickle cell disease, most of them have jaundice. That means yellowing in the eye.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
our body is really doing a lot to get rid of this breaking down of cells.
Yeah.
So you find that even growing up, you're told as a sickle cell warrior, drink a lot of water to just help your body to cleanse itself and get things flowing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
carrying along a water bottle, definitely that is one way that you can be able to know that this is a sickle cell warrior, or this is one of our unique characteristics from childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also in school, there's always that stigma. Once definitely someone comes to know that you have sickle cell disease, sometimes even teachers, they don't really understand. So me, I came from that era of shule mnachapwa, caning of the hands. And the funny thing about school was the ones who used to get like around 90, mulikuwa mnachapwa more than the ones who were getting
Which is
60.
really funny. It still doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, do you remember that?
I do. I thought the ones who scored higher were to be spared or something.
Kuna kitu kama hiyo. Sisi wa 90s, 96 ndo ulikuwa unachapwa more, because they used to say that question that you have failed, definitely you knew how to answer it.
Oh my.
So from a young age, I had to know how to speak up for myself. So I went and spoke with the head teacher. Told the head teacher, you see me, my results show that I am working hard.
Yes.
And I am participating in school despite everything. And maybe you do not know. I'm a sickle cell warrior. And we're not supposed to be included in all this stress and all that. So please just pardon me. Even as mnakuja darasani, kupangisha watoto kwa chapa, please, it's not good, it's not healthy. Reduce. It's not the right way to do it.
Yes.
So you see, from a young age, I could be able to stand up from the crowd and speak up for my peers because I had to. Yes. Yeah, so that's some of the unique values
Mm.
that I got growing up with sickle cell disease.
You mentioned stigma, and stigma is one of those areas perhaps that happens to people simply because they do not know any better. Do you think there is enough information around our homes, our villages, our schools, even? Because there could be somebody who's listening to you and they've gone through there, so identify with you because of what you've gone through, and they're like, yes,
Yeah.
had there been enough information, I think I would not have gone through this. Yeah.
Definitely, for me growing up, a memory that I have, getting the information about sickle cell from my biology book. That was in Form 2. And I can remember vividly, it was page 18.
You have good
There at
memory.
the top left. I need to have this memory because it was very impactful
Oh, yeah.
for me seeing that. It was not more than 3 paragraphs. So basically it gave a definition of sickle cell disease. And something that really stood out for me was that it was saying that children with sickle cell don't really make it past the age of 18.
Ah.
So I was looking at this, and me, I had the habit of reading ahead.
Yes.
So I looked at it and I was thinking, okay, wow. So when my peers read this, what will they think? Yeah. This is even outside of myself, because already reading that statement
Yes.
has rang a certain bell in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely the information at my time was not enough. But right now, because we're in the digital era,
Yeah.
and because also the current curriculum, I believe that children now need to understand what sickle cell disease is and the impact and how to live with people with sickle cell disease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to explain this to somebody who might not, yes, there's information, but they've not yet come close to it, what would you want someone to know about a person living with this condition and how to even help? Yeah.
Okay. The first thing that I would want them to know is no one chooses to be born with any condition. Even the differently abled or specially abled, deaf, blind, lame. And this, for sickle cell, it's a genetic condition.
Okay.
Of course, no one would want to be born with the condition.
Sure.
So, number one, for parents to teach their children, for churches even to teach the congregation, for even leaders to teach the population how to have that empathy for one another. Back in my day, you'd find there were different things like us, everyone used to know how to say the national anthem.
Sure.
Or the loyalty pledge. Sahi ukiangalia with current generation, most of them don't know how to say it.
They don't.
Back then, you'd find that there used to be that respect. Unaambiwa an elderly person akiingia kwa matatu, unasimama unamachia space.
Yeah.
And also there was that sensitization as, like, for example, if you see a differently abled person, you're supposed to respect them and be kind to them. Unfortunately, right now with this generation, you see, the good thing is they develop early, they understand things early. But unfortunately, they don't really have that information and they're not really taught about this.
Yes.
So I would really want that to change, whereby parents now take that mandate. No one is supposed to teach your child these things. You must take the responsibility. Penda familia yako,
Sure.
fundisha familia yako.
Yeah.
Even in school, for teachers to understand the different needs of different students. And nowadays, you find, even apart from sickle cell, there are other conditions like autism and all that. So love your job.
Okay.
It starts with yourself. If you love what you're doing and the space that you're in, definitely you will make sure that the community that you are with will be more cohesive.
Yeah, that's incredible awareness that you are giving. And I know that you're speaking to this, but also at the weekend, there's something that you have organized. And we will come to that so that you tell us how we can plug in. But as we go on with your, great dedication to this awareness, how is your typical day normally, from start of the day to the time you go to, how do you take care of yourself?
Okay.
What are the things that you do? What are the things that you avoid? so that we can better understand this.
Okay. So sickle cell is an interesting disease, or I will call it a condition.
Yeah.
And for sickle cell, the persons who are affected with it are called sickle cell warriors.
Right.
So I will explain to you why we are called warriors.
Yeah.
Number one, it is a condition whereby there is no giving up. You cannot give up. You will wake up, you'll be tired after having like maybe a good night's rest.
Yes.
Unaamka tu
But you're still
umechoka.
tired.
You are
Umechoka.
anemic. Or maybe even the weather is against you. Umeamka, you're supposed to go somewhere early, it's cold. And the weather also affects us, whereby you can find now the cells. So normally when it's cold, there's a way the blood vessels constrict.
Yes.
So if it constricts, it means less space for these cells. Meaning now there's now build up and sticking of those cells. And that is what causes a painful crisis.
Yes.
And also,
Yeah.
I'd want to say an interesting thing about blood, because this is a disease of the blood.
Okay.
The blood consists of what? Mainly what?
Water.
Yeah. So there's a study that shows that water actually carries memory.
Oh.
And for me, reading this study was actually something that created a breakthrough for me.
Yes.
Because if water carries memory, what does that mean? You have to be able to know the kind of words that you surround yourself with, the kind of environment, the kind of people you're surrounding yourself with. Because even if you speak, like, let's say to some water, positive words like love, and then another like body of water, you speak to it negative words like hate or such. If you look at it under a microscope, you will see the pattern is different. The one that you spoken like beautiful things like hope or love, you'll see it has a beautiful pattern, like that snowflake.
So words have power.
Yes, words have power. So the one that you've spoken negative to, it will look like murky or muddy water. So now what does this mean? It means it has to start from the self. How you speak to yourself.
Yeah.
Do you wake up in the morning and the first thing that you think is, oh my God, I'm sick. Oh my God, I'm afraid I'm going to be in pain. Guess what? You will be in pain. So the mind is a muscle. You have to speak to the mind. You have to make it get used to having certain messaging.
Yes.
Because even bringing a habit not only takes 21 days. Okay, let me start from the beginning.
Yeah.
If you want to start something new, like let's say going to the gym or a certain practice, learning a certain skill, or even having a certain mood. Like let's say if you meet me today and I'm sad, you'll say, hey Tracy, Leo, why is your emotion sad? Unipate after a week I'm still sad. You'll tell me, Tracy, why is your mood sad?
Yes.
Then after a month or 2 months, and you still see me and I'm always sad, you will say, Tracy, who is always sad. So now that is how to build a pattern. So now you have to decide. You have to listen to yourself first. Hear the words that you're telling yourself. It's not easy. It is hard. And this requires you to be in silence. Listen to the words that you're telling yourself.
Yes.
Understand them.
Yes.
Understand the impact.
Okay.
Then decide. Do you want to live? And if you want to live, what kind of life do you want to live?
Yeah.
Continue from there. Number 1, start daily habits that will help you. Like for me, I'm a writer.
Okay.
Definitely journaling is something that I have to do. For someone else, you might find they're a singer.
Yeah.
So just find powerful songs that speak to you to just sing every day.
Yes.
You might find some, they're those ones who like to go out in nature.
Yeah.
Stroll, like sit under a tree. Don't stay like 2 weeks, a month. You've not gotten that time to go out and decompress in nature.
Yeah.
Jipende. Ukijipenda kwanza ndo wengine watakupenda.
That's right.
Start there. Go out in nature. Make sure that the thing you're listening to actually is what you're working on. Like let's say if you find yourself, you're a person who has a lot of self-doubt. Make sure you download playlists and they're free. that give you more of that self-confidence, self-love.
Yes.
Keep playing that. Play that in such a way that ukienda kulala, like, you know how sometimes you can be humming or going through your day and you find yourself, your brain is telling you some things. Sasa unapata, your brain is now telling you that thing that you've been listening to.
Oh, yeah.
That is how to actually activate your cells, activate your body, activate your environment. Because definitely, if those are the things you're listening to, when someone starts saying things that are not aligning with that, you'll be more sensitive.
Yes.
And you'll find yourself backing out from such environments. And the good part is you will now find your crowd. You will now find your environment. You will now find your workspace.
Wow.
Yes.
That's powerful, really. Yeah. To think that words can actually affirm you, and also you would also need positivity around yourself. You know, that's really powerful. And now, even as we go on, I know that there is something that you've organized for us this Saturday, is it?
Yes.
Will you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. So with sickle cell, the number one thing, where to start, because with every journey you have to understand where to start, is with the diagnosis. So this means that you need to know your genotype. So for me, I'm doing by part together with the Rotary Club of Karen.
Right.
And also we have an amazing company called Hemex Health.
Okay.
They make portable screening machines.
Right.
And the biggest challenge has been getting affordable screening, because if you go to like these big hospitals or pharmacies, you'll be slapped with the bill of like maybe at least 14,000.
Right.
So with Hemex Health, you find that they've made a diagnostic machine that, number one, is portable, like the size of your laptop.
Right.
And you don't need any other thing to check with it. And immediately after 10 minutes, you're able to know whether you're a carrier, whether you have sickle cell disease, or whether your gene is normal. So on Saturday at Camilan Sisters at Karen, we are having a free sickle cell screening medical camp.
Okay.
So I want to sensitize the community. Please come, attend, know your genotype. Because the first thing, when you know your genotype, even for children, it's very important, because a lot of people with sickle cell disease pass away when they're still kids under 5.
Okay. Why is that?
Because number one, they've not been diagnosed. And at that point, the body is very still not, the immunity is not yet strong. So you find that mtoto sana sana anapata fever, unapeleka hosi, maybe atapewa fever medication like Calpol or something like that.
Yeah.
But now the organs are very young. The organs already are starting to get damaged because haujui shida ni nini. So you find most of them succumb before they become 5 years old. So it's very important to know early enough. And then they start their medication early enough.
Okay.
Or even you just knowing, you can be able to, from at home, to manage them with the proper diet, with the proper environment. And these kids will grow up and thrive. So the first thing is for you to come, know the genotype of the child. Does the child have sickle cell? You as a parent, are you a carrier of the gene AS? So that now, yes, you can understand family planning. Ujipange vizuri. And even for young adults, you know, as you're getting into dating, into now deciding to have kids, it's important for you to know firsthand before you even decide to have those children. Because, you know, even with dating, there are a lot of things you factor in. Kabla you choose your person. Sometimes you can say, I don't like this smile. So even now, if you know your genotype, that is another factor.
It can also help you to consider.
Yes.
Nice. Very nice. So I'm struck by the fact that you said a parent could actually carry the gene.
Yes.
So it means they have had it all along, just that they didn't know.
Yes. So to get sickle cell, it means both parents have to be AS. So with the normal, you remember science, how we used to do the genotype tree?
Yeah.
where a normal person is AA, then a carrier of the gene is AS. So if two AS meet, some children will be AA, some will be AS, and several will be SS. Yeah. So if you're AS, that means you have to be careful not to procreate with another AS, because now that means you're taking the gene further. But if you're AS and you have kids with an AA, that means at least you have eliminated that gene from the DNA of the children.
And the fact that doctors sometimes tell you that they don't expect so much of life past this certain age. How is that with this sickle cell? How does it mean that somebody cannot reach a certain age?
Actually, you can reach any age. With proper medication and proper management, you can reach any age. You can live a longer life. You can live a life of quality. So the first thing is, number one, then you start treatment early. Then once you start treatment early and management early, many sickle cell warriors are actually professionals, leading professionals in this country, like doctors, lawyers. Yeah. So despite having sickle cell, you can definitely thrive. Even look at me, I'm thriving.
You are. You clearly are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. This one says, morning, it's Timothy Wauba. I'm tuned in along Kilelesho. Wow, I'm proud of our guest. Thank you for being a warrior and an overcomer. Let's keep seeing what people are saying. I'm tuned in from Juja Behind Cooperative. Thank you so much. That's Lois Muruga also watching this on social media. There's Benjamin Nyaboro, who's also watching live from Nairobi Tetra Pak, together with your beloved wife, Peace Lynette, and son, Gleason. So clearly, your story is one that offers a lot of hope. What do you see ahead of yourself? What is the future?
Okay. You find that a lot of sickle cell warriors, like me, we are advocates for the condition.
Yeah.
This means that we are not just looking at ourselves, we are looking to the future.
Yeah.
We are looking to the future of people with sickle cell anemia, kids like us, because, growing up with the condition is painful. It's not easy. It's not easy. I might be here and strong and vocal.
Yeah.
But in the background, it takes a lot of work. And when you're a child, definitely how to, counteract pain and deal with pain, it's hard. But as you grow up, you get used to it. You now know how to manage yourself.
Yeah.
So definitely we are really doing this for the children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because even if you go to a hospital ward whereby there are sickle cell warriors, your heart will break. Let me tell you the truth. There's a doctor who once said that the most interesting thing that they've found with sickle cell warriors is a child can be as young as 3, but you've come to put in that UV line, the injection for drip.
Yes.
The employee is giving you the hand like this, like wewe daktari weka. That means this is a child who is in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
If you find a child is crawling around for 3 hours non-stop.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the kind of pain that sickle cell warriors have. And the pain feels like hot glass running through like your veins.
Yeah.
Or like, have you ever hit your knee at the corner of a coffee table? You know that kind of pain. Yani si pain ya juu ni ya ndani. That's the kind of pain that flows in our blood. It's not just stagnant. Yeah, maybe the pain a lot you can be having a sickle cell crisis, like let's say on your shoulders. Kidogo usikie a sharp pain, like a hot injection, like maybe at your elbow.
Yes.
Because the blood is flowing.
Yes.
Yeah, so
you have to be on the constant lookout for such things.
Yeah, and life definitely is beyond being in hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Being admitted. Kupata madawa, kumeza madawa.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have got to actually just go on with your life, go to school.
Yeah.
Settle down if you have to.
Yes.
And things like those.
So that's why even you find there are a lot of support groups for sickle cell warriors. And you find a lot of them, even including me, sometimes we have difficulty in getting medication.
Okay.
Like hydroxyurea. This
Okay.
is a medication that is basically like a cancer medication.
Right. So
Like
it's expensive, right?
It is expensive. Like one pill, you find it at 75 shillings. And this is something that you have to take to be able to produce normal red blood cells that will at least help the sickled ones.
Yeah.
Then if you go with NHIF to hospital, you find it hard to access even medical care or get these medications in the first place.
Yeah.
Some unapata hata haziko stock. Like there's one called Palodrine. It's supposed to help with not getting infections.
Right.
Unapata haiko stock.
All right.
Yeah. So we really need even our leaders to consider this.
Yes.
Yeah, we really need even a Ministry of Health to consider this. Availability of drugs. Also the doctors, sometimes in hospital, unaenda daktari haelewi how to treat you, how to treat a sickle cell patient. So you can imagine you've been in pain at home, suffering, you're in hospital, that person hakuelewi. Or maybe even the kind of painkiller that they want to give you, it's either too high or too low. Yani they don't really understand. They don't really empathize. So we really need that training of doctors that are even in the district county hospitals. It is a must. Now we are not even begging. It is a must.
It has to.
For a doctor who is a hematologist who has experience with sickle cell or has been trained to deal with sickle cell warriors, to be able to be present and assist sickle cell warriors in the ways that we need assistance. Also, madawa tafadhali. Make madawa available. We need these medicines. We are taking them every day. Every single day. And we need to. If we do not, we succumb. Yeah, so
it's a
as
daily
Kenyans,
thing.
Yeah. As Kenyans, I just have to ask, do we really want sickle cell warriors to thrive? Because even you find sometimes even these NGOs that deal with sickle cell or organizations that deal with sickle cell have not even employed sickle cell warriors. So now who will employ us? And most of us are graduates. Yeah, and we're good enough. And we're good at our work. We just need that empathy to understand, a more flexible work environment. And in fact, with COVID, right now, work from home is normalized and in fact is more profitable.
It is, right?
Yeah, so consider us those high-level jobs of at least people are earning 200 million. You hear there's a mine somewhere in Vihiga. In such kind of amount. We need it. Because you find like there's a procedure called aphoresis. That is red blood cell exchange. Because people with sickle cell anemia, we are anemic. Sometimes we get to a situation where we need blood. So this helps us because with this procedure, not only do you get a blood transfusion, but first they draw out your blood, separate the sickled cells from the normal red blood cells. Then now the blood that you get back into your body is whole and complete without sickle cells. Meaning now you can thrive. And you find in countries like, for example, UK, America, this is factored in to the national health facilitation. Yeah, so you find like some of my friends in the UK, at least they can thrive. They have a chance. They are included in disability. In Kenya, try applying for disability with sickle cell. They say kama hauja dislocate like maybe mguu, you don't have like a
then
hip,
you don't qualify.
You don't qualify.
Clearly, there's a lot that needs to be done at legislative level, and we hope that the relevant ministries are tuned in and they're definitely getting what Tracy is saying. Tracy, before I let you go, you said Saturday where?
Saturday at Kamilan Sisters.
Okay.
Karen.
Okay.
This is just on Masai Lane.
Okay.
As you're going towards Hadi. So utatupata hapo. There'll be St. John ambulance to help, and in case you need some medication for something, malaria, they'll be there. There'll be the screening by Hemex Health. And Kamilan Sisters is actually a dispensary, and even after, you'll be able to get screening there.
Thank you so much. You are on all social media?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa. Any last word?
Okay. I would also love to interact with our listeners. Thank you so much for your comments, for the encouragement, for the support. So now I would just love to encourage anyone who can be able to assist, because this is a free medical camp and
Yeah.
screening for sickle cell,
Yeah.
to just donate what they can. 100 bob, 50 bob,
Yeah.
it will go a long way. 200 bob. So our pay bill is 723,653 and account sickle cell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best.
Okay, thank you.